So, peace, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Behind the Vision, where I invite unique minds, artists, and just people in general that have a unique perspective on life, just to communicate and see what goes on in their minds in general. So today I got the brother. Your real name is Yannick Keller?
Yes.
Yannick Keller. And his artist name is Restless M.I.N.D. Amazing producer based in The Hague. And I'm going to let you tell a bit more about your background. I just want to ask you, what brought you to The Hague? And when did you start making music? And why did you start making music?
All right, thanks for the introduction. Thanks for having me. I come from Germany, and I moved to the Netherlands about 15 years ago, I think. And I first went to Amsterdam. That was a easy access point for me because I was there before. I actually wanted to travel around the whole world. Thought I'm gonna stay in the Netherlands. And Amsterdam is just very expensive, so I tried out other spots. Delft, which was also expensive. And The Hague, finally, we found a nice home. And now we're living here already, I think 4 or 5 years. So, yeah, it's nice. I'm finally getting used to being in The Hague because The Hague didn't have so much appeal to me in the beginning, but I'm starting to like it here.
Dope. And what part about The Hague did you have to get used to the most?
It's just not really an environment for me, I think. If I compare it to other cities, it's not really a place where I would see myself fitting in. But through sports and so on, I found now some a couple of things that I like about The Hague.
Put the mic maybe a little closer.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. I'm not a rapper, so this is...
we all learning here.
It's new to me. But yeah, I just don't think I fit in here so much. But The Hague also has some nice sites. And yeah, it's pretty cool.
Dope. So what will be a spot in The Hague that people gotta visit? Well, assuming that people that are watching are into music and maybe into hip hop. Yeah.
All right. Well, hip hop spots, there are not many. There's obviously the Hartrisee. That is a place that everybody in the Netherlands gotta know. That's a place to be for hip hop. Also, the new hub of CTD is definitely a place to check out. There's also hip hop is alive over there. But other than that, I mean, The Hague is actually more like a rock city. So you find a lot of rock and jazz. And hip hop doesn't really have so much of a stage here, I would say. Mm-hmm. The newer kind of hip hop, here and there, but then usually it's also involved with problems, and then it puts a bad light on hip hop again. So, it's not really such a hip hop city. But yeah, definitely Hartrisee, CTD, those places for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. From what I know from The Hague, of course.
Oh, and maybe if it's not just about hip hop, I would check out the jazz sessions at September. Those are always dope. And Cora House used to have good jams. John Keys Collective is doing that now. That's a good tip again, but that's more in Rotterdam. But also in The Hague, he's coming to Amare a lot. So there's some things.
Dope. And what about this city brings you the most spark to create? Because I know we're in your studio right now, and for those who don't know, he uploads music very continuously on his YouTube channel, Restless M.I.N.D. I'm gonna put a link in the video as well, or at least that you can know where to find his beats, because he's very consistent with uploading. But where do you credit this consistency to, and the fact that you're so productive, just doing what you do?
Good question. I mean, places, the studio for sure. I mean, like this is where I come to create. This is where I get creative. But like, yeah, creativity can hit anywhere. Like I have a lot of things. Like I also curate. I want to curate playlists. Like that comes from being a DJ, of course. So yeah, I also work a lot then in the train on that kind of things, like just normal DJ things and yeah, curating. So it could be anywhere, of course, but yeah, it's mostly in the studio. And otherwise, like it's people that inspire me more than like. I mean, I hang out with my family, and that's all I need.
Yeah, that's powerful. I also really learned on my journey that because I'm such an ambitious person, it can be really normal to always look ahead, look for new inspirations, look for things outside of the now. And I've also really learned personally through my burnout and everything that just being with my family is just very healing, because it kind of lets you know, like, you don't have to prove anything. To me, that's kind of what family helps me realize. Like, I'm already perfect the way I am, and I don't have to like conquer the world in a sense to feel like I'm worthy. So for me, that's kind of like something that also family really, really helps me with. Let's see. Do I have other questions?
So your family really grounds you.
Exactly.
And you also get creative like inspiration from your family.
Yes. And more so, being with my family gives me the peace to create, because creatives might resonate with this. It's easy to think about a lot of things and to visualize a lot of things, but to put something into practice, it takes patience and it takes a long-term vision most of the times. And just being around my family gives me more patience to really build something for the long term instead of just chasing short-term ideas. Yeah.
Yeah, and you come from Tilburg, so you got any spots over there that inspire you?
Yeah, definitely.
Even though you don't live there anymore?
Yeah. So I moved to Rotterdam 4 years ago because I live with my parents, and now I live in Rotterdam. I really love the city, by the way, starting to love it more and more. But in Tilburg, I would say Paradox is a great place. I don't know if you've ever been to Paradox.
I haven't really been to Tilburg much.
Oh,
actually.
yeah. Okay. Yeah.
A little bit, but not really.
So Paradox is a very...
I want to go, though.
Yeah, definitely. I would definitely advise Paradox. It's like a jazz venue. They mostly play jazz. It's kind of small, but it's a very... it has a high prestige. So a lot of international jazz musicians always go by Paradox, because everyone in the jazz scene, quote unquote, knows that it's kind of the place to go for like good jazz music, and it's not too expensive and everything. So Paradox would definitely be the go-to for like if you like jazz and music in general, you know. Yeah.
Nice one.
Yeah.
I definitely want to check that one out.
For sure. Yeah. And they also have jam sessions and stuff. So sometimes I jump in there and also join the musicians, which is amazing as well. So you have been making music for quite a long time now.
Yeah. Let's see, 2010 or something. I mean, professionally.
Right.
Like I made music since the day I was born, pretty much. But like I started making beats and so on quite early on. Like I started rapping when I was 7 or something, and then DJing and so on came really early. Actually, breaking and DJing came first. Well, breaking and spraying came first. But yeah, it all came really fast after each other. And when I found out about beat making, that was when everything changed. And when I found out how to do it real, like good, you know, that's when everything changed. And that's like the breaking point where I would say like it was probably 2010, something like that. It's now, yeah.
So who were the artists that you listened to at that time that inspired you the most or motivated you to do this?
Well, it was not so much the artists that inspired me. It was like people around me. I had this guy that he did an apprenticeship at the place. Well, I was doing an apprenticeship too, but he came later than me, so he was the younger apprentice in the building. But he was older than me, and he came from a bigger city. He came from Stuttgart. That's like where I come from, one of the cities to get into something, that's where they had a bit of a hip hop scene and everything, for example. And when I told him about that I was making beats and I had an MPC, he wanted to hear some stuff, and he was actually the one who explained me how to sample for real, because I looked for samples that were like super clean and everything, no drums on there. And he told me you can actually use samples with drums and just filter them out, or maybe even leave them in if they work. So that changed my whole life around, and I kind of I went down a different path since then and forgot about all the other stuff.
You started creating your own lane.
Yes. Yeah.
So you're not just a beat maker, but you're an entrepreneur. You kind of created your own world of creating music and doing a lot of things. You're not just a beat maker. What advice would you have for people that also try to be an entrepreneur and just really start your own lane? Of course, collaborating with people, but always staying true to your own vision. And sometimes I feel like I'm searching too hard to play the game, whatever that is. But you're always staying very true to your way of doing things and your craft. So how do you stay honed into what you do without letting your surroundings influence that?
Yeah, you really got good questions. I don't really know how to answer that, but it's like there's a German word for it. It's a Drahtseilakt, which is kind of like a trapeze act, a trapeze act. I don't know how to pronounce it. When you balance. Yeah. That's what it is. It's a balance act. Like you gotta do some things to you also want to make some money with it, of course. You want to you gotta live from what you do, of course. So you, for a certain amount, have to make compromises. But on the other hand, you should stay true to yourself. I mean, there's a lot of people that don't do that, and that's cool, whatever. But I think you should, and that's why I am, and that's why I will, and I'm not gonna change that. It's just that's a principle, because I can work with anything in the end, now I'm doing what I want to do, then I also really gotta want to do it, not just do something halfway, that makes no sense. Then I can also just stop.
Yeah, exactly. And were there times where you were severely challenged to go out of your own lane, maybe for a commercial reason, or maybe you just weren't sure on what you really wanted? Were there times where you were really tested in that regards?
Well, there were offers that were maybe a bit hard to say no to. But yeah, I rather said no to that than go down that route. But other than that, it's more, I think, your own expectations, because often it takes a while till a collaboration works or something. Maybe those beats didn't connect or whatever. There's so many reasons, but those things are maybe a little bit the thing where you feel like you're selling out a bit, because you try then to change your beats to make those certain people happy. But it usually doesn't even need that. Yeah. But it's something that still always happens again. But how do you deal with that balance?
Every time I have any type of discussion about my moral compass or which direction I want to go, I try to go into an empty space where I have no opinion, and then I just walk from there. So it's kind of like the room may be a little bit foggy in my brain or mental, whatever thing, and I try to focus on the basics without looking for an answer. And then intuitively, I will take one small step that will lead to one small step that will lead to one small step, and then I'm kind of back in alignment again. So, yeah. This is maybe a bit of a metaphorical explanation, but that's kind of what it works like for me. And are there any, releases of lately that you're proud of right now? You're like, if people want to check out my catalog, people want to check out my music, this is what you should check out. Promote yourself.
Before I say anything that's that's out there right now, there's something coming up that we can't really talk about right now, but it's definitely gonna be something nice. So stay on the lookout for that.
Definitely.
I got a couple other projects coming out where there's singles right now releasing. You should definitely check out what I have out with Joe Last. The song called Life.
Great song.
It's out everywhere right now. We're having a little tour going on around it too. Next stop is gonna be in Capelle, if I'm not wrong. No, wait, we're gonna have one this week already. When is this even coming out?
I have no idea.
Okay, let's not do this then. But we have shows coming up, and the same also with Quo, a dope rapper from Leeuwarden. We got an album coming up, and first single is already out. Couple more singles coming soon. Videos too. Everything. Gonna be a fun time.
I'm gonna put some links to his music in the description, so check out the description to tap into his music.
Thanks, man.
Of course. Anything else you want to share or ask?
I have nothing on my mind.
All right, then thanks for the talk.
Thank you.
Thanks for
having me.
Of course. Thanks for joining the Behind the Vision series. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'm gonna try to be consistent, but we'll see what happens. Feel free to like and subscribe and share this video if you want, and have a blessed life. Peace.
Salute.